Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dot Craft Company. I'm coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin, and hold on, I forgot to set up my mic. So it's probably hard to hear me. Hold on. I just realized that. I'm going to try to not touch it too much. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Hello, hi, I'm Jenna with Brown Dot Craft Company. Today we are here for the April, I know it's May, but we're here for the April Class to Go. It features For the Books, which is a spring mini catalog bundle, and I think it carried over. I'm trying to remember if it's in the new catalog, which is live. Who's excited? What's your favorite thing from the new annual catalog? I have a few favorites. I'll tell you what some of my favorites are. But we'll have two classes for May that features some items from the new annual catalog. So if you are live, say hello in the chat. Otherwise, say hello in the replay. We're going to make 4 cards today. Oh, and I forgot my DSP. I'll have to go get my DSP. They're not hard cards to make, and they feature the cute little book set. So, and some bright colors, Shy Shamrock and Azure Afternoon. I always say, whenever I use Azure Afternoon, that I should use it more often because it's really pretty. It's one of my favorites. So, okay, these cards are all on black card bases, so they're a little bit different, and they come together really quickly. The DSP is really fun. It's an online exclusive. On the Go, I think is what it's called. So when you purchase the card kit for class today, it comes with everything you need except the stamps and the dies. So if there are pieces on the cards that use the dies that we're featuring, then that will be part of your homework for class. And all of your homework will be listed out in your guide that you get inside your zipper pouch for your card kit. So, okay, I feel like it's Friday, but it's Thursday. I'm ahead in the week, or maybe I feel like it's been an extra long week. I'm not really sure, but I feel like it's Friday today. So, I'll flip the camera. If you want to see some cards for next month, I can show those to you too, but I don't have them done. I'm waiting for some in color ribbon to arrive, and it's not going to come till next week. So I'll show you what I have so far, but they're not quite finished. And those will be May cards. We'll probably have class in June. So that's usually how that works these days. So we're going to make these 4 cards today. They're really cute. This one has a little bookmark that comes out. They're pattern paper. They feature the pattern paper a lot because the pattern paper is so cute. And not a ton of stamping, not a ton of die cutting, just easy, cute cards today. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use the embellishments that come with this On The Go suite. There's 2 sheets. This one's obviously been used. I used half of them, and I can't find my other one. So we'll have to use some different embellishments. I'll show you which ones I used on the original cards, and then I'll use these ones on my card. I'm pretty sure Ro walked away with them, with my full sheet that I was going to use for class today. So I'm pretty sure she's got that on one of her cards somewhere. We're also going to use, there's a 3-pack of twine that comes in that suite, and in your card kit you got a full pack of this, so you get a whole bunch of it. It is Strawberry Slush, Azure Afternoon, and Shy Shamrock. So, and part of your homework was to braid some of that twine together. So here's mine. I just did it. We also use a little bit of this white ribbon. This is also an online exclusive, and I think it's supposed to go with the Thankful Garden or Thankful Floral, whatever that was. I think it's the class. No, because that's purple. This goes with something. I just can't remember which suite. Maybe it's mixed media. I don't know. You will need either a hole punch or the die that comes in the kit. It's a really teeny circle, or the die that comes in the bundle. It's a really little circle. It's so we can punch the hole in our bookmark. And then we're going to do a little bit of coloring today. So we'll need our blends. We're going to do Shy Shamrock, Azure Afternoon. I have Pumpkin Pie, and then I have Granny Apple Green Dark and Gray Granite Light. And I suppose I could show you the bundle too. Here's the bundle. So we have For the Books. The dies are really little. I'm surprised they did them in such a large case, I guess just to be uniform. But we had that one set that had 1 or 2 teeny little dies in it. So Okay, so this is what we're using today, and then our colors are going to be Shy Shamrock, Azure Afternoon, Crushed Curry, Pretty in Pink, and Black, and then Versamark. So when I'm stamping just a sentiment and not die cutting it out, I like to use the pigment ink. So that's what I use for my pigment ink. Otherwise, if we're going to color or just do other images we're going to die cut out, I use the Memento. And then I have Versamark for heat embossing, and we're going to use some black embossing powder today. You wouldn't need black embossing powder if you have black pigment ink, because black pigment ink or any pigment ink, you can put clear embossing powder on and heat emboss that way. So maybe when we're all done, I'll show you the cards I have coming up. Since I showed them at the beginning of the last video, I'll show them at the end of this video. Okay, so let's see here. Let's work on our first card. I'm going to pull out this card. It's a bit of a fun fold. Not too much. We're just going to cut off the bottom of the card and flip it and put it on the top here. Okay, oh, and I forgot my white inside. It features DSP as the background there, which, let me go grab my DSP. I forgot to grab my DSP. I'll find it here. So when you have your DSP for class, yours will be cut into 6x6. Mine is not, because I didn't prep myself a card kit. I just put everything together for myself right before class today. So you're going to pull out this sheet for this card here, and you're going to pull out this sheet, this cute green. It looks like maps. Okay, on the other side they were really cute, like luggage tags. And then we need the green, I don't know what you call that. Oh, this is the other side. Okay, so these are the 3 sheets we'll need for this card, and we'll cut them. And set this to the side. Okay, so as part of your homework, you'll have, oh, this one I don't know. I think I maybe told you to heat emboss in your homework, but I didn't do it, so we'll do it together. Okay, so you'll have a white piece for the inside. That is 4 1/4 by 3. So let me cut mine quick, and then we'll cut our DSP. You'll have your white banner here. We're going to stamp on that. Do a little ink blending. What did I say? 4 1/4 by 3? 4 1/4 by 3. So 4 1/4 by 3. Okay, so that'll be our inside. Oh, and then we'll do our DSP. Okay, then let's cut our DSP. So let's work our way backwards up. So we're going to cut this piece here on the inside, right here, this green map, and that one will be 4 by 5 1/4. So it's non-directional. You can cut this whichever way you want, but 4 by 5 1/4. So mine's already at 5 1/4 by 4. So that's the back piece there, and then our white piece will layer on that. Okay, and now we need this green piece and our front piece. So the pink piece, the strawberry slush, is going to be 2 3/4 by 4, and I want my stripes to be horizontal. So I will do 2 3/4 wide by 4 tall. So I'm going to do 4 tall. Whoops. 4 tall by 2 3/4 wide. Okay. And then we need one more, which is this little green one that goes right here. It's Shy Shamrock. And that one's going to be 2 1/4 by 4. So I'll do 2 1/4 by 4. So that's what we need for our card. Now we're going to do one more thing, and that is cut our card base. So let me find my ruler. My ruler is somewhere. I just had it. It's silver. And I lost it. Where has my ruler gone? Here it is. Okay, so this black piece here, this black rectangle, is just this bottom part of the card cut off and flipped and put in the middle here. So it is 3 inches wide. So all we are going to do is cut 3 inches off the bottom of the front of our card base. Super easy. So here's my card base, right? This is the front right here. I'm going to cut 3 inches off of the front. So I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to cut 3 inches off. Okay, so now this is our card base. And this will get put here. Okay, I know it's hard to see because they're both black, but whoops. Okay, so it's super easy. It's not really a fun fold. Hi, Jean. That's okay. I just started. There's not a lot of people here today. I'm assuming a lot of people are at work, so that's fine. Okay, so all we did was cut our DSP. Super easy cuts. Super easy cuts. Okay, let's do some stamping. And what I'm going to do first, I think, is do my stamping on here. So I'm going to get out my Shy Shamrock. And we're going to stamp some books. Now, there's 2 different sets of upright, like you're looking at books on the bookshelf. And I'm going to use both of them on this. So I'm going to, you know, my blocks are right behind the speakers, so I'm going to try to be really quiet. And let's see if I can find another block. Ro organized my blocks for me. And by organize, I mean organize in the mind of a 6-year-old. So they are not, they're not by shape or size, which is how I organize them. I don't know. She just, you know, at that age, they like to sort. They like to sort and organize things. And really, I guess it never goes away. Who doesn't like to sort and organize their craft supplies? But so anyway, they're sorted according to her brain, which is not how I sort them. So, oh, Jean, you were at work. That's what made you late. Yes. Yeah, I know. It's the middle of the day. We were supposed to have class last night and sports. That's all I'll say. Sports. I was counting how many sports activities the kids are going to in a 4-day period, and it's 8 different sport activities, and there's only 3 of them and 1 of me. So that's all I have to say. If things get rescheduled in the summer, that is 100% what it is due to, is my children and their sports. So okay, we're going to stamp these books along the bottom, and you can stamp them right side up, upside down. It doesn't matter. We just want to stamp them differently so it doesn't look necessarily like we're stamping the same thing over and over again. Okay, and then like I can flip this one upside down and stamp it again. And then I'll flip this one upside down. And, you know, technically the top of those books, actually I'm going to leave this one right side up because the top of the book sticks out more. Okay, so we stamped the books in this orientation, but you could also stamp the books in this orientation. You could make a pile of books, right? Like when you walk into an old bookstore and there's books piled up all over. That's what it reminds me of. And I love it. Okay, we're also going to stamp on the bottom. We're going to do the same thing. This is our inside piece that is a little bit smaller than normal because we're going to mat it underneath our front piece that we cut off. So it has to be 3 wide instead of 4 1/4 wide. Okay, so I'm just going every other with this. These are so easy to line up. I'm not even trying, and look at how easy they're lining up. Okay. Now, it's a little too bright for me, for my liking, so I'm going to take a teal blending brush, or you could take green. This is a teal green, right? It's not like green green, which I think is why I really like it. And I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, just a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of ink blend and muddy this up a little bit, make it a little less perfect. Just a little, not much. But books aren't perfect, right? They're read, they're used, they're worn. Same with this one. I'm going to go up a little bit more into the white. Ink blending is one of my favorite things ever. I love to ink blend. Okay, so I didn't do too much, just a little bit. Now this stitch shape, I never remember the name. It's either stitched essentials, nested essentials, or stitched shapes. It's one of those two. It's the biggest banner die. Okay. All right, now we can do our heat embossing, our stamping and heat embossing. Now I am going to use a MISTI. I don't want to mess up. So I'm going to use my MISTI here. Oh, and I have a new sticky mat. Where did I put it? Here it is. I'm going to put my sticky mat down. You can just use a magnet too. You know, the sticky mats don't last very long, so you really don't need them. But, all right, Milo's up there barking. Sometimes I use sticky mat and a magnet. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here in the corner. And then I'm gonna use my anti-static tool. If you have the bag, or putting anti-static powder definitely will make your mat not sticky. So that's maybe why mine's not very sticky. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp with our Versamark. This one's for the books. This sentiment reminds me of, is it a Shania Twain song? This one's for the girls. That's what it reminds me of. We're gonna stamp it toward the top in the center there. My magnet's in the way. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a Shania Twain song. From the 90s, probably. From the 90s. Do you remember when we used to call in to the radio and request a song? And then you'd have to sit there and listen to the radio for 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour, all those minutes to hear if your song was going to come on. Maybe you can still do that. I don't know. I haven't tried. I don't know that people listen to the radio much besides being in the car anymore. Like, do they listen to it outside of the car? I don't know. All right, I hope I stamped that nicely. We'll find out, because black embossing powder is not forgiving. It's very dark. Oh, I'm going to leave that there in case I didn't stamp it well. All right, let's see. Oh, I did fine. That's cute. So if you have any extra little stray flakes, you can use a little paintbrush and kind of dust them away, give it a little blow, just a little. And then I'm going to heat emboss. So this might be loud. I never know if the microphone mutes or not. I don't think it does. Looks really cute. This one's for the books. Okay. We're gonna add a cute little embellishment here once we get the card put together. Okay, the rest is just adhering, guys. And I always say this, but I use liquid glue when I am crafting by myself. But with you guys, just to be quicker, I will use tape runner. I think tape runner works really well depending on what climate you're in. It doesn't work great here. I'm in Wisconsin, and it's really humid here in the summer, and it doesn't work the greatest. So we're gonna wait to put this down until we get our front put on, because we want to cover that with our front piece, and I want to make sure I put it in the right spot. So let's add our DSP here. I'm gonna add this teal one here. So anyway, when I'm crafting live, I use tape runner. Otherwise, I always use liquid glue. Liquid glue for the win in my book. Okay, this is gonna go here. And okay, so let me know, have you placed an order yet for things? Okay, this is gonna go here. We want it to be right in the center. So we only want tape or glue right here. That's the only place we want it to be adhered. And now it's gonna go directly in the center, centered left to right, top to bottom. That's pretty good. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, I think I'll put tape on the back of this. This is our inside. And then, okay, so this is the way our card needs to go. We want this on the bottom, obviously. So I'm gonna open up my card. The bottom here, I'm gonna flip this and put the bottom up here. Right, I'm gonna line this up so it's lined up perfectly. And then I'm gonna close the bottom of my card onto here. Hi Nancy Sue, I'm glad you made it today. Okay, and then that will make sure that that white piece is hidden under here. Okay. One thing we're gonna do before we add this is add some twine, and I'm gonna use strawberry slush, but you could use whichever color. You have an entire roll of all of these, so you can use whatever color you want. I'm just gonna wrap it around, and we're gonna tie a little bow off to the left. Right here, I'm gonna get my tweezers. Milo's here. He's upstairs though. I think he's not, normally I'm working right now, so he's not used to crafting right now. Okay, I'm gonna kind of adjust this bow. Okay, and then we'll trim our tails. All right, then we can add with dimensionals. Now I don't want to put any dimensionals right where the twine goes. So I'm going to put dimensionals up at the top here and then below. So I'm going to do 2 at the top and then some down here. And then our twine will go right there in that little track we created. Okay. Yeah, so Milo's upstairs. I just heard him barking. And this is going to go towards the right since we put our bow on the left. Okay, so I just have maybe an 1/8 inch of the DSP showing there. Okay. Isn't that cute? You can fiddle with your bow. Mine's a little loose. Not the best at tying bows on the card. Normally I tie bows off the card. I think my tails are too long. There we go. Okay. All right. Now on the sample card, I did a green, a green, a green, sorry, a green and a green, and a pink and a pink, and then a pink. But since Ro walked away with mine, I'm going to use what's left on this sheet. You have a full sheet, so you'll have all of those to use. But I don't. So let's see. I think I'll do a green arrow here instead of pink, but you could do pink like there was on the original. It got dirty because I didn't keep these in clear envelopes. And then I put them in my bag and went somewhere. Okay, then I think I'll do a little green star under here. And I think I'll do a little green, like this is like one of those drop a pin. Okay, and then I'll do black, maybe black arrow here, and a black arrow over here. Go like that. Okay. All right, that's it. You could Stella if you want. Could Stella these books down here. My Stella's running out. Okay, I think you could probably even Stella that. Why not, right? Okay, so that's easy. Card 1. That's it. Fun, cute, unique. Okay, there's the original with those pink embellishments. Okay, all right, card 1. Easy peasy. All right, let's go to card 2. What do I have? Okay, this one is this card. Okay, so this one has the braided twine and cute little glasses. Okay, and it's going to have a lawn banner. We'll trim the banner down. This is from one of those same die sets. From your homework, you will have die cutted one book from Azure Afternoon and one book, the pages from white. You'll have the white banner, and then this makes this little tassel. Okay, so you'll have die cut one of these, and I'll show you how to put it together. You'll want to cut both your whites to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, right now they're full quarter sheets of cardstock, so cut them to 4 by 5 1/4, and then you'll have your card base. Okay, so I feel like I just dragged something onto the ground, but maybe not. Oh, do you guys ever do that? You lose a die cut and then die cut a new one and then you find the original? I do that all the time. Okay, so let's find our DSP. Okay, so we need the same sheet we had last time. Yeah, and one of the other same sheets we had last time, the green. Okay, so we're going to cut each of these. Let's cut them. Okay, so the little one, the little pink one, is 3 3/4 wide by 1 1/4 tall. So 3 3/4? 3 3/4. 3 3/4 wide by 1 1/4 tall, which is here. Okay, so that's one piece. And then this one will be 3 3/4 wide. Make sure you have it in, you know, this luggage, all the luggage is, it's kind of kittywampus, but it's all facing up. So make sure we have it in the right orientation. So we want it to be 3 3/4 wide by 3 1/2 tall. So I'm going to cut mine at 3 1/2 tall. By 3 3/4 wide. Okay. All right, so those are our 2 pieces of DSP. All right, we're going to put both of these onto one of our white pieces, and we're going to leave a 1/4 inch gap. About. Okay, so this one's going to go on the bottom like this. There's going to be a white gap, and then there will be this one. So we're not going to worry too much about where they meet in the center. We're going to worry about lining this one up at the top. Okay. So there'll be a little white gap here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our braided piece and put it through that little white gap. Okay, you still will be able to see the white through it, but I think that's cute. Okay, so we'll use our tear and tape to do that. So we're going to flip this over and add tear and tape to the back right in that white gap. And then line up your braid and push it into the tear and tape just like a sandwich, just like we would normally make a tear and tape sandwich, except this time we have a braid. And then tape that down well. And then once you've taped it down, then you can either trim off your excess or you can leave it. I'm just going to trim mine right up to the knots that I made. I'm not going to undo the knot, or I'm not going to cut off the knot, just in case. Okay, just in case. Okay, all right, so then that will go on the card base here like this, and we're going to pop it up. So if you have the foam sheets, you can use those. I am out, so I will just use regular dimensionals. Okay, so from the new catalog, what are my favorites? I really like the Gallery Suite. It's a mega suite. That's one of my favorites. I really like the, oh, I'm doing it, I think I'm doing it in June for class. What is it? Which suite? Oh, the Boho Vibes suite. It's the rainbows. It's really cute. Really cute. I like that one. I also really like the Party Banners die suite with the big letters that you can make a banner with, like happy birthday or something. I don't know what I'm going to use them for. A birthday party, I hope. But I really like them. Okay, let's do our stamping. I stamped Story of Us. And I also stamped the little glasses. And we're going to do this one's for the books. And where's Story of Us? Story of Us. Okay. So let's get those on blocks. These adorable glasses. And, oh shoot, I can see my little... I'm going to clean these off, so... Otherwise, I'd have to make an avalanche of blocks over there. Yeah, the gallery one is cute, Jean. It's not cute, it's pretty, right? It's really pretty. I'm going to do that for one of the classes in June. Okay, Story of Us. That's really big, but it'll work. Okay, so Story of Us is going to go right here on the front of the book, and I'm going to use my VersaFine. And I'm going to try to get it straight. Story of Us. Okay, and then on the inside, I'm going to do these cute little glasses. You can do whatever you want on the inside. Okay. And then in Azure Afternoon, I'm going to do, this one's for the books. And I'm going to stamp it on the banner toward the right. Oops, I just got ink on my banner. Black ink, I mean. That's all right. Okay, this one's for the books, and I'm going to stamp it as far to the right as I can. Okay, because the left, we're going to put it under the book. Okay, so a couple of other things. Oh, we have to put this down. That just needs glue. I don't know how to get around not putting glue on there. Goes right here. Cute. Okay. Now this little guy, trying to get him to stay can be challenging. So I think what I'm going to do is put a little tape runner right at the top there. You could try liquid glue. I'm just putting a little bit of tape runner right there. And I'm going to put a piece of twine coming out from there. Okay. Like right there. Okay. So I have a little piece of twine hanging off here. And then I'm going to fold it over on itself. And just keep folding, 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 until we get to the end. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little piece of tape runner right there on the corner. Kind of fold it over so that it's sticky just on the corner there. You see that? There's a little bit of tape runner right there. You can put a little bit of glue right there. I'm going to fold that over and close it up. Okay. So we have like this little tassel. And I'm going to hold it by the bottom. So this is the end with all the tassels is sticking up. And I'm going to kind of fluff it. I'm going to kind of pull it apart. Gently. Okay, so we fluffed our tassel. So now our tassel has a little bit of character here. Okay. Isn't that cute? Okay, just like that. So this is going to go right on our book, and it's just going to be kind of free flowing on our book. So on the back of my book, I'm going to put some tape runner. I'm going to put the tassel here. And push it into that tape runner in the back. Okay. Scissors, scissors. We'll trim off our excess. And there's our little book. Isn't it cute? So cute. I love it. Okay, we're gonna put that on with dimensionals in just a minute. Okay, so it's gonna go here. So let's put this on with our dimensionals, and then we'll add our book on top. Yeah, I think another new suite in the set, or in the new catalog, is the Turtley, is it Turtley Awesome or Turtley Cute? All right, this needs a dimensional on the top corner here. Turtley Awesome or Turtley Cute. I think it's cute. Do you guys think it's cute? I don't know. I've heard of some people really think it's not cute and other people think it's cute. I think it's cute. Okay, I'm going to put this at an angle. Okay. All right, so we need our inside. Now, if you don't like that your tassel's floppy, you can glue it down. You could put a little glue dot. I'll show you what to do if you don't like your tassel floppy. Let me get this in. Whoops. I'm going to take a glue dot and we'll stick it down. Nancy Sue likes the turtles. I like the turtles. And you know what I really like about the turtles is I like the DSP is pretty, and the pearl, the like gems are pretty, and the ribbon. So, all right, I just added a little glue dot, then the tassel doesn't, you know, shake around anymore. Okay, and then I did some stars on the original. I did a blue, a pink, and a green, and I don't think I have those anymore because Ro walked away with them. But I do have a green, and I have a blue dot, or whatever you call those, and I don't have any more green. I only have a green tag. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do an orange arrow. Okay, why not? Yeah, I really like the turtles, and I like the turtle ribbon. It's two-toned, so one side is one color and one side is the other. And I think soft seafoam is also one of those colors that people either really like or really don't like. And I like it. I don't use it very often, mainly because it's not in very many DSPs. And so when I go to create, I'll pick the DSP and then pick the colors that are in the DSP, right? So if the color isn't in the DSP, I don't use it as much. So I should just craft without DSP, and then I would use colors that I probably don't normally use. All right, here's the third card. And this one we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Oh, I just stamped a heart in that one. We're going to do a little bit of coloring. And you're going to have, from your homework, you'll have a Shy Shamrock book and a, oh, that's not for this card. Your book is for the other card. All right, all you're going to have is a circle that's already die cut for you. and 2 whites that you'll want to cut. They're going to be a full size. So you want to cut them to 4 by 5 1/4. Card kit with the turtles. Yeah, I'm thinking probably July. June, I think I'm going to do the gallery suite, and what other one did I say? I have it written down. The gallery suite and the Boho Vibes suite. And then I think in July I will do the turtle suite, and I don't know what else. We'll see. Maybe there'll be an online exclusive too. So, okay, so we cut those. Let's do our DSP. We're gonna get 2 sheets of DSP. So we need one that is pink. They're like pink directional things. These here, these pinks here. Okay, or you could do pink plaid too if you wanted to. Should we do pink plaid? What's on the other side of pink plaid? Oh, on the other side of the pink plaid is the one we use. This one. I think I'm going to do pink plaid just to be different. So you could either do pink plaid, or you could do these pink, they're all strawberry slush. I'll do pink plaid to be different. So you'll need this pattern and whichever pink you choose. Okay, so these are going to be, we need the pink to be 3 3/4 by 5. So I bet this is already 5. So it'll be 3 3/4 by 5. That will be our pink. So we need this one. That's our little background. And then this other piece is going to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, and there's one more thing we're going to do to this piece. So if you look at the card, it's split, right? We have the pink showing through the middle and then the green on the corners. So all we're going to do is cut the green diagonally from top right to bottom left. That's all we do. So I have it in the correct orientation. It's a square right now. We're going to cut from top right to bottom left. So all I'm doing is aligning the top right and the bottom left corner in my trimmer, in the track, and then I'm putting my blade down on top the DSP and then cutting. So that will give us 2 separate pieces that we'll put here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's put these 2 pieces down. So one goes in the bottom right corner here, all the way and then the other one will go in the top corner right here. Okay, and then we have that cute little pink popping through. So this will go on to one of our white pieces. For a second I thought I did it wrong because I saw the green on the back, but that's correct. And there's a 1/4 inch border. Okay, and then that goes onto the front of the card. Up. Careful. All right. Okay, now we have a little bit of stamping and coloring to do. I'm gonna get out, I need a little heart stamp. Oh, we use the glasses again. Since I have limited blocks, I'm gonna stamp them one at a time. Okay, so we do this little heart. I did that in crushed curry. Right on the inside, just right there. Okay, and then that can go on the inside of the card. Oops, that's my sample. Okay. Now we're going to stamp on our little circle, and we are going to stamp the books. So the books here, the pile of books, we're going to stamp those in Memento because we're going to color them. So we'll ink those up really well. And those are going to go towards the very bottom. Okay. So aren't they cute? And now we're going to stamp "You're a Solid" and then the 5 stars. And that is this stamp. It is one stamp, but we're going to stamp it in 2 colors. So we're going to do a little bit of masking. So how you do that is, it says "You're a Solid," and then that will be black, and then we're going to do the stars and crushed curry. So I'm going to take a little bit of repositionable tape, and I'm going to cover up the stars. Okay, so I covered the stars. So all that's sticking out now is "You're a Solid." And I'm going to ink up really well with Memento. And then I'm going to pick up the tape and stamp "You're a Solid." Whoops. Okay, "You're a Solid." Then we're going to clean that off well. And I'm going to stamp on a piece of scratch paper to make sure that that got cleaned off well. Okay, it did. Now, the stars I think are far enough away. You could mask again with some tape. I'm going to try to just get the stars with crushed curry. You could try doing this with the black too. Okay, and then I'm going to line it up again. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're not stamping the black, we're just stamping the stars. Okay, and then one more thing we need to stamp in black, and that's the glasses right on top of the books. Then we can color. Put all these away. So the coloring is really quick. It doesn't take long at all. So on all the binding of the book, I color those with light gray granite, and I'm just going to color over where there are lines. I'm not doing a solid coloring. Do you see how quick that was? Super quick, just so that they're not bright white. Okay, I'm going to do the top book in Shy Shamrock, so I'll start with dark. You could just use one color on these two. You do not need to use 2 colors. That was Shy Shamrock dark. Hi, Milo! Milo made his way down here. And then blend out with the light Shy Shamrock. Hi, baby! Hi, how was your upstairs time? Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, and then I'm also going to do Shy Shamrock. I did dark. No, I did light for that little spot, but you could use either marker. All right, then the next book, the binding, or the center, is going to be light pumpkin pie. And the book is going to be Azure. Azure Afternoon. So I'll start with dark. And do the dark up on the very top and on the bottom here. And then okay. Is anyone reading a good book right now? I'm reading, there's a TV series, I think it's old now, but it's called You. Well, I realized there are, oh, and then our bottom book is the same color. I realized there are books, and there's kind of a lot of books. I think there's 4, so I'm reading those. I'm on the first one, but I like a lot of like historical fiction too. I don't know, I've read everything. I really like Outlander. I've read all of those. I read Game of Thrones. Alright, those stripes are Shy Shamrock. I read Game of Thrones back when my kids were super little. I've read every Stephen King book he's ever written. Alright, this book is Pumpkin. Yeah, so every Stephen King. So I don't know. I'd like to try to read a couple books a month. Sometimes I have a lot of time to just sit at the kids' sports, so I can generally get a book done. Sometimes I do an audiobook. If I'm driving a lot, I'll listen to an audiobook. Alright, that's it, guys. If you wanted to color the stars, you could. I think they're kind of cute not colored in, but you could color in the stars too. This might look like it says you're a solid 0 stars, but I think it says you're a solid 5 stars. Okay. I wonder why I had Granny Apple Green pulled out. Maybe I pulled that out on accident. Okay. We will pop this up. Yeah, I'm going to be going on a plane, and I need to know, I need a book suggestion. So tell me what you're reading that's good. I'd like to read new books too, like new books that just came out, or by a new author who hasn't, like it's their first debut book or whatever. Okay, I'm going to tie a double bow with my blue twine. That's the configuration I put mine in. You could use two color twines. You could use just the blue. I'll use two. I'll use the pink and the blue. I just did blue on the original, but I'll do pink and blue. And we'll do a double bow, so that means you wrap it around twice. And I guess it's going to be a quadruple bow because I'm doing 2 twines here. Let's see how that looks. It's cute. I'm going to go with that. Alright. Cozy Mysteries. Yeah. I wouldn't say you is cozy. It's a mystery. But definitely not cozy. I read a lot of cozy mystery type books when I was in college. Alright, I did a couple of these like little airplanes. They're little paper airplanes. Aren't they cute? On my original card I did them in pink and green and blue. But I don't have those colors right now, so I'm going to do 3 other colors. Okay, that's it. Now what you could do on your little glasses is you could do cozy. You could do glossy accents because glasses have a reflection. So I'll do a little glossy accents. I've used these before on cards. If you haven't seen me use it before, it's Ranger. And it is like a glue too, and it goes on, it's very wet and opaque, but when it dries hard and clear. So I use it a lot. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so that's card 3. Just make sure you don't cover this until it dries. Okay. All right, card 4 is our bookmark card. Our bookmark card. Good boy, Milo. Okay, so this one is a traditional card. Okay, it's a traditional card, and it has a bookmark that pops out. Isn't that cute? Oh, I forgot to die cut those. Okay, so this is already die cut for you. It's a little bit larger in your kit than you need it to be, but I wanted to give you more space than not enough. So from your homework, you'll have this book and the white, and then you'll have this already punched out for you. This is Shy Shamrock and white, and it's a heart punch. It's from the Bee Builder punch. So that's where that's from. It's the wings to the bee. You'll have your bookmark. You'll have your 2 sheets that you'll want to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. You'll have 2 of them. And then you'll have your card base, and then your Shy Shamrock piece that's been, I die cut the side of it for you with the Fancy Borders die. It is a bundle. It has a stamp set, but it has really cute borders. So you could die cut a piece of cardstock all the way around and get these borders, but you don't need to be. So you don't need to use the stamps. You can just use the dies too. So we want this to be about 2 inches deep. So we're going to trim it down some. See if I can. I can't find my regular ruler. So from the left to the edge of the design here, we want it to be about 2 inches. Okay, so we'll trim that down while we're trimming our DSP here. Oh, after seeing these cards, you like this set, Nancy Sue? I think it's cute. I let you guys vote if you wanted to do this set, or if you wanted to do, so this is 2 inches now, or if you wanted to do the cutest onesie. And everybody, not everyone, the majority of people voted for this set. So this is the one I went with. Okay, we need a couple pieces of DSP. We need the pink key page and the wavy teal page. Here they are. Okay, so our pink key needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we will do 4 wide by 5 1/4 tall. So that's our background. And then we need our piece for our bookmark, which is the green. So that one needs to be, I said it needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. I think I must have been looking at a different thing. The bookmark DSP needs to be, oh no, wait, our DSP needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. DSP, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, then we need our bookmark DSP to be 1 3/4 by 4 3/8. So I want my little waves to go horizontal. So I'm going to cut it at 1 3/4 by 4 3/8. Okay, so these are our 2 pieces that we need. Get everything else out of the way. I have so much twine floating around, all these little twine scraps. Okay. So, sorry, I'm throwing some stuff away. I have too much out on my desk. Okay, so we can put our bookmark together. I didn't do any stamping on the bookmark, so we're gonna put this on the front of our bookmark, just like this. Okay, super easy. Just pop it right on. And then once we already have this on, there is a die in this set that will die cut a hole for you. You can use that die. It's this little die right here. Okay, so we could do that, and why not? Because I have to die cut 2 of these little black banners. Whoops, I just dropped a die right on Milo. I'm sorry, Milo. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to drop those on you. Okay, so if you didn't want to use the die, you can just use a hole punch and punch out right here. But this is gonna die cut our little bookmark right here. Okay, right there. I need to get some black scraps here. Pull out my scrap bin. And bottom of the bookmark out. So I'm going to cut them at the same time. Right here. Alright, I got to move some stuff. I wasn't going to die cut today, so I don't have anything set up. Okay, so here's the two banners. I'm sorry, Milo, I dropped a book on you. A book die. At least it was just a die and not a real book, right? Okay, these are kind of stuck together. There they are. Cute little things. And then this little baby die right here, cut a hole in for us. Cut a hole in the top there. Okay. All right. So we can put our book together. All I did was stamp on a heart right on the book here. Let me find that heart. Here it is. A Shy Shamrock heart, so tone on tone. Shy Shamrock on Shy Shamrock. Okay, we can stamp on the inside. I did You're a Solid, but I think I'm going to do a heart. Okay. And then we're going to take this piece and stamp hearts on it. Kind of kitty wampus in Shy Shamrock. Okay, so just a random pattern of hearts. And then on this little white one, we're going to stamp Story of Us in black. You could also stamp For You. For you. Okay. All right, that's all of our stamping. Okay, so now we can put the rest together. Clear off my desk. It's a bit messy. Okay. Let's put the base of our card together. We'll work from the bottom up. So let's put the inside in. Okay, inside, and then white front. Okay, and then DSP. And then after we get the DSP on, we're going to add the piece we stamped on the right here. It's going to fit right over the DSP. Now when we put this on, we only want to put the tape or glue along the edges, the top, the bottom, and along the side here. We don't want to put any on this side or in the center, because then we can't slide our little bookmark in. I'm just pushing the little excess tape runner over. Okay, so that gets lined up with the edge of your DSP, top, bottom, and left. And when you push that down, you then have a little pocket. Now you could use tear and tape, or you could also use glue, liquid glue. Okay, totally up to you. Okay, let's put together our little book. I'm going to take some liquid glue and put these little tabbies on right here. See, these little tabbies. So I'm going to do one kind of straight up and down. Oh, here's the other one. And then one kind of at an angle. And then on top of that will go our little white, like the pages of the book. Right there. And we did add some dimension behind here, so just kind of hold it on for a minute. Okay. And then take your green blending brush again, and we'll add a little bit of Shy Shamrock over on the side of our book here. I'm not even adding more ink, I'm just adding what's already on the brush. Okay. All right, so there's our cute little book. And that will go on our bookmark. I did glue it down or tape it down because it's going to go in someone's book, right? So we don't want a ton of dimension on it. Okay, so there's our bookmark. Isn't it cute? We'll tie our ribbon around it. You're going to get a little bit of that white ribbon. And you'll get a little bit of the white ribbon. Okay, and so what I do is I fold it in half. And then I take the end that I folded and I put it through the hole. Okay, so here's my loop. Right, my loop coming up from the back. I take my two tails, put them up through the bottom of that loop and give it a gentle pull. If you pull too tight, it will rip your paper. Okay, so that's how you get that little piece tied on here. And then I'm going to take a small piece of green twine and I'm going to hold my bookmark down with a magnet. I'm going to wrap this behind here and I'm just going to tie a little bow at the bottom. I'm going to use another magnet to hold down these. So I'm going to tie a little bow right there, a little knot. It'll help keep the ribbon on the bookmark. Okay, tie a little knot right there. I am not good at tying knots. There we go. Okay, and then you can cut off your extra twine, or your extra ribbon and your extra twine. Ooh. Okay, and there's your cute little bookmark. Okay, isn't that cute? And it fits right in the pocket we made. Okay, now the only other thing we need is this, is our little heart. We're gonna put our pink heart, our green heart underneath our white one. And we're gonna kind of offset it so it's a little kitty wampus, just like that. Okay. What am I blue from? Azure Afternoon something. Okay, and that's gonna go right here. Okay. Now on the original, I put a little black arrow, but Ro used that one, so I think I'm gonna put a little orange arrow right there. Okay. All right. That's it, you guys. That's it. Okay. Oh, and here's the bookmark from my original. Okay. All right. Aren't they cute? I think they're cute. Okay, let me know which one is your favorite. Here is, I'll lay them out in order here. So here we have book one, card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. Of course, I can't fit them all on the screen. Okay, in case you didn't see last week, I'm almost finished. This is going to be the class to go for May. It features the 5 in colors, and I'm waiting for the in color ribbon. So basically the in color ribbon is going to go around each one of these. I think what I will do is it'll wrap around here and then have a little bow right here. We did watercolor these with the ink pads, and then these have glitter on them. And then one other thing is I'm waiting for the in color DSP, and we're going to mat that in here, the DSP in here, and this will be our inside. So this bundle is Pattern of Friendship is what this uses. It's a die, a background die, and then some sentiments. And we'll do 5 in color cards with that class. So as soon as I have those ribbons done, or the ribbon and the DSP, I will finish these and show them to you. You can purchase it on my website already, or you can send me an email too. Okay, so Pattern of Friendship, and then any focal image here. You could use whatever you want. I used what is this from? Everyday Arches, but not that one. Everyday Wishes. Everyday Wishes is where the cupcake is from. You don't need to have that cupcake, but you will need to have either this die from Pattern of Friendship, or a different background die, or an embossing folder that you would want to use to emboss this piece here. Okay, so we'll do 1 in each of the 5 in colors. You'll get a full pack of the pearls and extra ribbon. And then the other class in May features Florals in Bloom, I think is the name of it. And we'll do 4 cards. So here's one of those. Now this is another one. I'm going to stamp these once I get the cloud cover ink pad. So there'll be 3 flowers, just like there's 3 flowers on these. There'll be 3 flowers here. So, and that's the corrugated embossing folder. You don't need to have the corrugated embossing folder. I will do the embossing folder for you, but you will definitely want these stamps and dies if you want to do this class. It's a mega suite. It's 2 stamp and die bundles. So otherwise you want to know what else you can use as a substitute. Really any flower set is going to work with these, and we've had how many flower sets over the years, so you'll have plenty of alternatives that you could use if you don't have, or if you don't want to get this set. So you'll get a quarter pack of DSP, you'll get an entire pack of these new in color pearls, and you'll get ribbon to make your cards. There's usually a little bit of extra ribbon. This is a gold mesh ribbon. It's an online exclusive. It just came out yesterday. So, okay, and then you'll get all the scraps and whatnot that you need to cut all of your die cut pieces. Okay, and some white for stamping, etc., etc. So that will be another class for May. No, May? Yeah, May. Okay, I have not started kitting yet. So we'll probably have class in the beginning of June for those 2, okay? Nancy Sue likes card 1. Jean likes the bookmark card. Oops. Oh, okay, look I didn't put this on the card. I was going to put it on the card, and then I changed my mind. But this is like the ribbon technique. I didn't like the way it turned out, and I think it's because I don't like that it cut off all the flowers. So I think if I used a different DSP, I would like it better. But it's really easy to do. All you do is cut stripes, like cut strips of DSP, and then you make little pencil marks. I think it's every inch on your cardstock as you go down, and then you line them up. I'll show you how to do it once I actually put it on a card. But I didn't end up using this on one of the cards because I didn't like the way it turned out. But some card will have ribbons at some point, or faux ribbons, I guess you could call it. Just not in that class. Okay, let's see. You all want to see Milo? He wants some snacks. I got him some new snacks, and I forgot to get them out. But I'm sorry. I know I dropped the die on you. This is the die I dropped on him, the book die. All right, you want to come see everyone, Milo? Let me flip the camera. There he is. Hi, Bubby. Hi. How was your nap? How was your nap? Do you want your snacks? Do you want your snacks? Yeah? Oh, okay. Let me get you snacks. All right. It might be kind of loud. I forgot to get them out, and I think the bin makes a lot of noise here. Let's see. Oh, I got new snacks for you. I did. I got new snacks for you. Okay, can you sit like a good boy? Oh, good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Good boy. Oh, you're slipping? Are your paws slipping? Extra treats for Milo. He's been patiently waiting. He has been patiently waiting, haven't you? You've been such a good boy. Oh, you get so many treats. Oh my goodness, so many treats right before dinner time for you. Okay, good boy. That's enough, huh? That's enough, huh? Oh, such a good bear. Such a good bear. All right, guys. Well, that's what I have for you today. I will do an official showcase. Sorry, that's loud. I will do an official showcase for May cards as soon as, sorry, let me get the cord out of the way. As soon as I get those cards finished with what I just ordered from Stampin' Up. So my order already shipped, so that's exciting. I did not do expedited shipping this time because my order was too big and I didn't want to pay the price for expedited shipping. And so I just did regular shipping. Oh, Jean, your dog heard me open the bag. She wants snacks, right? Oh, you'll have to go get her some snacks. It's so funny how they know what a treat bag sounds like, right? So funny. Okay, well, guys, that's what I have for you today. I will do a showcase. I'm hoping next weekend we can do a showcase for May cards, and I will get them kitted up right away and mailed out to you. So I kit once a month and I mail once a month. So whether you get one class or both classes, I mail all together. So I kit everything, and then when I'm all done kitting, I do shipping and then bring everything together in one big load to the post office. So they have a huge bin I dump everything in, and yeah, then your pretty packages are on their way to you. So lately your packages have probably been pink. I accidentally ordered hot pink packages instead of my normal teal, and I ordered a jumbo box of them. So we're gonna go through the pink ones for a while until we get back to teal. So okay, well, thanks for watching this afternoon. I hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend and a great Friday, and I will catch you next time. And Milo says bye too. Okay, all right, take care. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.